together, extend through your legs, lift your chest, pull your chin back a little bit, shoulders back and down, extend through the hands. All right, let's go to the Trikonasana or triangle pose. We've done this before in our previous videos. So our feet are about 3.5 feet apart. Bring that left toe in a little bit, that right toe out 90 degrees. Extend through the legs. You want strong legs. You want to be opened up, but not too much. You don't want too much tension in the hips. It'll make it really difficult to come down into that triangle pose. You're going to find that deep spot right in that hip pocket. Inhale the arms up, okay, and then hinge over and bring that hand straight down from the shoulder. And as you get lower, you'll kind of come up into that shoulder line. That left arm is in that shoulder line. Come down as far as comfortable for you. Look at that left thumb. Come on all the way down to the floor if you can. And breathe. Inhale all the way back up. All right, we're going to go to the other side. Bring that right toe in this time. Left toe out 90 degrees. Watch that hip. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge down. Remember, we're pushing that front hip down toward that back heel. All the way down if you can. And if you can't, that's fine. Look at that right thumb. And breathe. Inhale all the way back up. Okay, just come to Tadasana again. All right, our next pose is Parsvakonasana or a side angle pose. So we're going to open up our feet again, a little bit wider this time. Think about 4 feet, maybe a little bit wider. Bring that left toe in, that right toe out. Inhale the arms up, bend that right knee. Okay, and then bring that right elbow to the right knee. Left arm up and over. You can stay here or come all the way down to the floor. Bring those hips down with you. And reach over. And look up. Inhale all the way back up. Let's pivot to the other side. Bring that right toe in, the left toe out. Inhale the arms up. Bend that left knee. Left elbow to left knee. Or hand to the floor. Right arm up and over. Bring that bicep to the ear. Look up. And inhale all the way back up. Let's come back to Tadasana. Take a little break. Okay, we're going to go to the Virabhadrasana poses or warrior poses. We got a new one coming up, that's warrior 3. But we're going to start off with warrior 1. So bring your feet about 3.5 feet apart. Left toe in, right toe out, square up the hips. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend that right knee. Inhale, slowly look up, keep your balance. Press that left hip forward and down. Exhale the arms down, straighten that knee, come back to center. Let's pivot to the other side. Right toe and left toe out. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend that left knee, thoughts over that ankle. Inhale, slowly look up, back bend. Remember to push that right hip forward and down. Exhale the arms down, come back to center. Let's return to mountain pose. Okay, Virabhadrasana II, Warrior II. Let's open up those feet again. This time about 4.5 feet. Bring that left toe in, that right toe out. Hips are open. Inhale the arms up, look out over that right hand. Bend that right knee till it's over that ankle. Try to keep your spine vertical. Back arm, shoulder height. Shoulders back and down. Come down a little bit lower if you want to. Exhale the arms down, straighten that knee, come back to center. Let's pivot to the other side. Inhale the arms up, bend that left knee. Keep the spine vertical, look out over that left hand, and the shoulders back and down, and breathe. Come down a little bit lower if you want to. Exhale the arms down, straighten that knee, come back to center, and maybe in Tadasana. Okay, let's explore Warrior III. You might want 1 or 2 blocks. I'm going to show you an easier way to get into this pose. I'm going to place the blocks close to center of you, about 18 inches from your ankles. Going to hinge forward with a flat back. Place one hand on the block. Okay, I got my right hand, so my left leg will come up. Keep the pelvis square to the floor and lift that left arm. Now, if you're having trouble balance here, what you can do is you can switch arms, left arm down, left leg up, so now you're still on your right leg, and inhale up. Come back down. Another way to get into this pose is to start off in a short version or narrow version of Warrior I. You You're just going to bend that knee, hinge forward, transfer the weight onto that right leg, and then inhale up. Point that back toe, lift those arms. Hinge back down a little bit, low more if you can, and hold. And come back up. All right, let's try that on the other side. Left leg this time. Bend that knee, arms up, hinge forward, chest is square to the floor, looking straight down, inhale up. Point that right toe, lift those arms, flatten that back. And come back. Tadasana again. Okay, the next pose is Ardha Chandrasana or half moon. A lot of people have had difficulty with this one in the past. I've come up with an easier way to get into this. So you'll need a block. You can place that in your right hand. Now you're going to turn that right leg out 90 degrees. And then just back off about 20, 25 degrees toward your front line. And then if you notice, my heels are in line with each other. So there's this imaginary line that goes straight out 90 degrees from me. Now 18 inches for my heel, I want to place that block. Not in line with my toes, but in line with my heel line. And I'm going to bend that right knee as it comes over my toes, and I'm going to tip sideways and place my hand on the block. I'm going to lift my left arm. Now my hips are back. I'm going to bring the hips forward on that heel line, opening up my chest, and then I'm going to extend that right leg, fully extended, balanced on it, so there's not much weight on it, or on the hand, excuse me. I'm looking straight ahead at a focus point, lifting that left leg. Top of the foot is pointed forward. Come on down. For those of you that don't need a block, I'm going to use my hand on the floor for this. Okay, so right now my feet are about 18 inches apart. I turn my right toe out about 60, 65 degrees, so it's off center. I'm going to bend that right knee, place my hand on the floor about 18 inches from my heel. My arm is up, I'm looking at a focal point, pushing my hips forward, opening up my chest, extending my right leg, lifting my left. And hold. Drop that left leg, hinge back up. Let's try the other side. Can use a block if you need it. Right, I'm turning my left foot out, bending my left knee, hinging sideways, placing my hand about 18 inches from my heels, along my heel line. My right arm is up. I'm looking at a focal point, pushing my hips forward, opening up my chest, extending my left leg, lift my right leg, top of the foot, pointed forward, and breathe. right leg, hinge back up. Let's meet back in Tadasana. All right, Parsvottanasana, revolve triangle. We explored this last time in the previous 3 sequences. Now we're going to open up our feet about 3.5 feet. Bring that left toe in, that right toe out. Square up the hips. You want to bring that left hip forward as much as possible. Left arm forward. Hinge down over that very straight right leg. Keep your sternum in line with your toes. Hinge down. Look to the right. Now you want your right arm in line with your chest and shoulders, so you don't want it back here. Lower that right arm, hinge back up. Let's pivot to the other side. And that right toe in, that left toe out. Square up the hips, bring that forward. Okay, a little bit more if you can. Bring the right hand forward. Hinge down. Try to keep it flat back if you can. Lift that left arm up to the left. Lower that left arm, hinge back up, maybe back into Tadasana. Okay, Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Also known as an extreme stretch, so we're really going to target those hamstrings. All right, you want your feet about 18 inches to 2 feet apart. Bring that left toe in about 60 degrees, that right toe out 90 degrees, square up the hips. Interlace your fingers, lower your shoulders, up, back and down, lift that chest. Take a deep breath, exhale, pull the belly in as you hinge forward over that very straight right leg. Lift the hands toward the sky. Try to breathe. Pull the belly in, create space in that head. Drop the hands, look forward. Inhale all the way back up. Let's pivot to the other side. Right toe in 60 degrees, left toe out 90 degrees. Change the interlace of your fingers. I know it feels a little different. Roll your shoulders up, back and down, lift the chest. Legs are very straight. Exhale, hinge forward, pulling the belly in. Rounding up the back. Lift the hands toward the sky. Breathe, pull belly in, create more space. Extend through the top of the head toward the toes. Drop the hands, look up, inhale all the way back up. And return to Tadasana. Okay, Parsvottanasana. Okay, straddle stretch. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Each version builds upon itself. If you're not comfortable with the next modification, go back to the previous one. Okay, so we're going to open up our feet about 4 to 4.5 feet. Nice and wide. Toes in, so it's a little pigeon toed. Extend through the legs. Inhale the arms up, look up. Exhale, hinge forward. Round down, place your hands on the floor, shoulder width apart, same direction as your toes. Inhale up to flat back. Lean forward a little bit. Exhale, round down. Squeeze your elbow, shoulder width apart. Straddle stretch one. Inhale up to flat back. Place your hands on your thighs. Lift back up. Let's take a little break. I know some of you are new to this one, okay, and you need to come out of that. All right, so straddle stretch 2, where instead of having the hands on the floor with the hands taking some of that weight, you're going to place them on the hips, creating more weight in the torso. Let's open up about 4.5 feet again. Toes in, extending through the legs. Place your hands on your hips. Look up, inhale, exhale, hinge forward. Round down, inhale up to flat back. Exhale, round down again. And change the position of your hands. Okay, they're not taking up any of the weight. They're just creating more weight in the torso. Use your hands, look up, hinge all the way back up. If you need to, heel toe your feet back in. Return to Tadasana, take a little break. All right, so straddle stretch 3, we're going to place our hands behind our backs again with our fingers interlaced. We're going to lift them like we did with pyramid. It's going to create even more weight and more tension in the torso as we hinge down. You'll see what I mean when we come into this. All right, so let's open up our feet about 4.5 feet again. Toes in, extended through the legs. Interlace your fingers behind you, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale up to flat back. Exhale, hinge forward again. Lift the hands to the sky. Drop the hands. Place your hands on the floor. Push up the flat back. Heel toe your feet back in this time. Place your hands on your thighs. Help yourself all the way back up. And let's meet in Tadasana. Yes, you see me keep looking down at the floor. That's where I got my chi-chi. Okay. Virabhadrasana, or excuse me, Parsvottanasana. Leg raises. Don't we just love those? So we did this in the previous sequence. We're going to lay down our feet together, hands overhead, back the hands on the floor. Okay, and if you remember, if you're not comfortable with this, come up and do a little bridge. Place your hands underneath your pelvis, palms down, thumbs and index fingers touching, make a little diamond. This will tip the pelvis so the tailbone is up, taking stress off the back. I'm going to do this here with my hands over my head. I'm extending through my legs, engaging my abdominals, pulling the small of my back into the mat. Inhale my legs up 30 degrees. And we're going to hold for about 15 seconds. Come to 60 degrees and hold. And 90 degrees and hold. We're going to hold for 10 breaths. And slowly lower back down. I'm going to come up to seated. I'm going to face this way because this is where my sheet is. Okay, Parapuna, Navasana, full bow. Parapuna is full or whole, and Navasana is boat pose. So, if your quads are a little tight from that, you can shake them out. All right, we're going to lean back, keep a straight back, neck in line with your spine. Hands here, lifting our feet up so our toes are even with our head. If that's not possible, I'll cue you, stay right where you need to be. Okay, so we're going to bring one knee up, the other knee. If you want, you can extend. And if you're comfortable here, hands straight out, and breathe. And lower the legs, come back up. Let's wait for just a moment or two. Okay, Ardha Navasana. Okay, it's half boat. It's a little harder. We're bringing more weight up to our upper chest by interlocking our fingers behind our head and our elbows out. That creates more weight back here than center. In this case, the feet are only going to come up eye height. I'm going to be leaning back a little bit more. I'm going to try to keep my back as straight as possible. Interlace your fingers behind you, straighten your back, lean back, lift the legs. And come on down. Whew. Hang in there. We're almost done. Okay. So you remember shoulder stand. We have a couple different versions of that. I'm going to demonstrate again how to get up the wall. Okay, so I'm coming up as close to the wall as I can, a little bit forward on the mat, so that when I roll down, I'll be centered on it. I'm going to hike one cheek up the wall a little bit. I'm going to come down and swing my legs up. And notice I might be a little bit far away from the wall. So I'm going to inch way back to the wall. My legs are straight up. Okay, so we're going to go in the shoulder stand, or Salamba Sarvangasana. Now if you want to come up, supported by the wall, you lift your hips up toward your shoulders, place your hand on your back. You can stay here, or lift one leg straight up. And if you're comfortable, you can lift the other. Okay, I'm going to come back down. Those of you that want to stay on the wall can. Okay, come on down until I cue everybody for the next progression on this. So we're going to lay down, the hands right beside us, hands by the hips, fingertips down. We're going to press through the floor as we lift our legs up over our hips, shoulders, and head. Then we're going to place our hands on our back as low as we can toward our shoulder blades. And then we're going to hinge up and hold. and slowly come back down. Okay, so those of you that are still on the wall, stay there. Okay, and I'll show you a version for plow if you choose to come into this. So we come back up. Come back up into that modified Schwarstand, but I'm going to take one leg and I'm going to drop it behind my head, trying to keep my legs straight. And if you're comfortable, you can start here. To come out of that, you want to place one leg on the wall before you bring that other one back and then lower. Okay, so those of you that are staying on the wall, stay right here for a moment. The rest of you, we're going to assume that position just like we did in shoulder stand. All right. Fingertips on the floor. We're going to push through and over. Okay. But the difference is that we're not going to hinge up. We're going to extend our legs and drop them behind us, whatever's comfortable. Okay, so we're going to exhale, come up. Place our hands on our back, try to extend through the back, extend the legs, and then drop them down. This is as low as I can go. And hold. Slowly lower back down. Straighten out your legs, straighten out your clothes, get nice and comfortable for Savasana. Legs are straight, let them, the feet fall open. Arms are at your side, about 45 degrees, palms up. Lengthen the neck. Pull the chin in, relax the eyes, relax the face, relax the shoulders, let them sink into the mat. Relax the arms and hands, relax the spine, relax the hips, feel your hips sink into the mat as well. Relax the legs. Focus on that spot right between your eyebrows. And relax your breathing. Slowly bend that right elbow, gently roll onto that right side. Keep your eyes closed. Use that bicep for a pillow. Take a few breaths. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly press up into any seated posture that's comfortable for you. Slowly, very slowly open your eyes. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the sequence.